Check, mic check, 1, 2. Great. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We'd like to call the meeting to order in 5 minutes. So if you can clear your snack and have a seat, we'll be starting in the next 5. Mic check. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call this meeting to order. I can see a few people who are still standing. Kindly take your seats so that we can begin. Please, let's have our seats so that we can officially begin the program. Wonderful, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's try this again. Good morning. That's more like it. Karibuni sana, welcome. It's a glorious morning, despite the way it looks outside. A great day today. To be alive and to be here as we unveil the Britam Trust Services. It's been a long time coming. We are not launching a new solution or a new product. We are unveiling and even opening the office. I'd like to recognize the presence of our group managing director, Mr. Tom Gitogo, the board members present, Mr. Wandera and Director Sabwa, the directors who are here as well, the EXCO members, the staff who are here, the management of the life business, BLA, other staff members who are here, the financial advisors, our branch managers and unit managers, the audience who are online. We have a YouTube stream that is currently ongoing. Our customers and clients who are here, distinguished guests who I will be calling to the podium later on, and the media who are present. Good morning. So welcome for this session, and as is customary, we'd like to begin with a word of prayer to then get on with the program. For that, I would like to call on stage Stanley Awainaina to lead us with an opening prayer.
I would like to request all of us to stand as we make a prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you this day with grateful hearts, acknowledging that every good and perfect gift comes from you. Thank you, Lord, for enabling us to make this milestone of opening up our trust services this morning. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you, Lord, for the work that has been done, for the milestones that have been achieved, oh God, for this business, mighty and everlasting God. As we unveil this business, Heavenly Father, we want to invite you, Lord, as your word says, oh God, that we commit each and every plan to you, Lord, and you will help us to prosper, Lord. Therefore, Lord, even as this business officially starts, King of Glory, we invite you to have your way. Father, as we take care of families, as we take care of legacies, mighty and everlasting God, we pray that you may help us to do it with care, with love, and with a lot of passion. Father, even as we start off this ceremony, we invite you, Lord, to be with us, that you may take charge of each and everything that is going to be done for the honor and glory of your name. This is our prayer. In Jesus' name we pray and believe. Amen. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, namesake. That's my namesake. My name is Stanley Thuo. I'll be your MC for today. To kick off this conversation, I would like to pose a simple question, simple but profound, to the audience that is here. By a show of hands, how many of us would want to know the day and time when we are leaving this earth? I can only see like 4 hands, and they are raised half-mast. Yeah, I can see one shoot up. Hash is definitely clear. Yeah? You know, yet we all know that it's going to happen, don't we? Yeah, so, but why the fear? It's ingrained. It's ingrained. We all know the destination, but we don't want to know when we are getting there. And that's the conversation that we are going to have today. That we do know that we are getting there, but we don't know when. But we are not planning for it in terms of what legacy are we leaving for the people that we work so hard for. Yeah, we have that purpose, that thing that makes us wake up every day and do what it is that we do. But then, are we putting the plans in place to make sure that we are remembered for that work that we did while we were still here? When we go, we won't know that we are gone. You're normally told when you die, you won't know that you're dead. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm dead. Yeah. What next? Yeah. And therefore, that's the conversation we want to have today. It's not a comfortable conversation. I can see the look on people's faces, but it's a conversation that must be had. And we are here to have it this morning. How do you preserve what matters exactly as you intend right now? Because we all have the intentions, but then how do we go about it? We want to have that conversation today, and I will be calling on stage at this point in time Susan Mathenga. She is the trust manager for Britam Trust Services, and she will walk us through about how Britam is going to be a partner across generations. Let's welcome on stage Susan Mathenga.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really excited for this day, to be honest. I think it's like the highlight of my career. I'm so honored. Thank you, directors. Thank you, GMD, for giving me this opportunity. Because this is one of the things I'd say in my career, this is one of the solutions I've handled that I've actually felt I'm impacting people's lives and in a positive way. So I'm really excited, and I hope that you'll also get something for you. And I'd want to ask you something. As we discuss trust, I don't want you to think of the client, the family, other people you know. I want us to think of you. Just like Stanley has said, we don't want to think about the day that will not be there, but we all know it's going to be. It's coming, isn't it? Yeah. So we are not thinking negatively. We are just planning. That is simply what you are doing. So this trust is meant to help us to plan. Okay? Oh. Can you hear me well? All right, good. So I think I prefer that. This one feels more speech-like. All right, can you hear me? Excellent. So I'm happy to see so many faces of people who have supported us to get to this level. I'm really excited. So even as we start speaking about trust, as I mentioned, let us focus on you as an individual, because you're responsible for your own life, isn't it? And I normally say for us to even start planning, always think of yourself as a steward and not as an owner. Because when you start saying, I am the owner of this property, that's when it becomes hard to release it or to think about giving it to others. But if you're a steward, it means at some point, you know it is not yours forever. It is only yours when you have it and when you can use it. So your trust will allow you to use, have, enjoy your wealth, but then think about how you give to the next person. And it's a good thing when you do that, isn't it? So we'll start with the company, which is Britam Trust Services. I know, thank you, the media friends who are here. We are known mostly for insurance. You just say, Britam, wale watu wa insurance, isn't it? Thanks to the good job Dennis, Moses are doing. It's a good thing, but we want to go to the next level of saying, we have done enough to tell our clients about where to invest, how to save your money, how to protect your property, how to protect your vehicle. Let's go now to the next step of saying, all things that I've acquired, does Britam have a platform to help me protect it and also pass it over to the next person? So Britam Trust Services is that company under Britam, the business unit that will be in charge of taking care of that aspect that has been missing. So I'd want to say, for the longest time, as an industry, not just Britam, because I feel this is a good thing for the industry, not just Britam itself, we have done a very good job of creating wealth, accumulating it. Now we need to guide our clients on how to protect it. So we actually started this because of clients. Right now, I can tell you, majority of the businesses we are having right now is not because we've talked about it and shouted, it's because it's a need the market has, and people do not know where to go. So now we have created a home where a client can come in and say, start me on this journey. And it's a very, very important journey. So your clients' feedback and our FAs, and especially those who are here, thank you very much for the support you've given so far. Your feedback has been very valuable because even as we are building this solution, we have in mind what we have been told, the feedback we've received from the FAs. I remember as we were trying to do the structuring of the product, see how it's going to work, we had to call a focus group. We had 2 focus groups. We had one, which is, we called a group of clients, of course, guided by our FAs, telling us these are the high net worth clients. They've given Britam 100 million. They have policies worth 30 million, 50 million. They've given a lot of money. So this is a qualification of someone you would consider a high net worth client. So we talked to them and we called them, sat them down and asked them, what do you want to see when Britam says they're giving you a trust fund solution? So they gave us feedback, including, do not send me Gen Zs to present estate planning. So my team, already mnajua tuna Gen Z hapo. It's a very, very unique solution where you want the right person talking to you, all right? They told us we would like to have a conversation where I can be free to express what I want. And that is what exactly a trust is. As Britam, we don't tell you these are the terms and conditions. You come to us and you tell us, this is what I want my trust to do. And we create something unique for each individual client. Isn't that a good thing? Yeah? We have moved away from nunua, iko na hii, to what do you want? And then now we package something that is unique to you. Whether you have 2 families, we have something for you. If you're a single parent, wengine wana smile because they know kwa hiyo category. Your people will take care of you. If you're a single parent, you are my favorite people because I know for sure this solution will take care of your loved ones. You can rest with comfort, with that peace of mind that even when I'm not there, my children have someone to hold their hand until an age where they are ready, isn't it? And sometimes we say children, adults, 18-year-old, how are you when you are 18 years old? Did you make the right decisions? Yeah? On paper, you're an adult, but in reality, you have no idea what to do. And I dare say, some of us even right now, at our age, our big age, we still haven't figured it out, isn't it? So why do you expect your son, your daughter, will have figured it out by 18? Just because it says they're an adult on their ID, isn't it? So we want trust services to take care of that. Maybe we can move to the next slide. This is normally, someone told me, no, unapenda kutumia hii page, I love it. Because for me, this is where the whole discussion normally starts. All of us are trying to build something. Others have a business, others have a job. Some of us are going even for further studies to elevate where we are right now. So your wealth journey will start here at creation. You move on to accumulation. That's where you start buying pieces of land. Tunanzianga Kagundo, isn't it? Kangundo Road. If you don't have a plot on Kangundo Road, you didn't do it right. So you you buy your property, pole pole, you get some more money, you get some promotion, you get this. So you go on building property, and then you start discovering land is not the only thing you can own. There's financial assets. I have met nowadays, I love my job because I get to talk to people who have made it, and I ask them, what are you doing with your wealth? How did you acquire? I love to have those conversations because they also open your mind. So there's one client who is already on board with us, and he was saying, I have moved from buying properties. You know, there's a time when you wanted to just say, I own something. Hii ni nyumba yangu, hii ni plot, this is my property. Now, for him, it's like, I want to sell all this and put it in financial assets. Because I can actually fly out to another country without the headache of, kuna mtu ametoka, rent is not collected. There's someone who has fortunately died in, one of the tenants has passed on, blah, blah, blah. So that headache is something they don't want to have completely. So it's shifting towards financial assets. And at the same time, we already know unclaimed financial assets is growing by the day, isn't it? Can we not be part of that statistic of people whose money has ended up in unclaimed financial assets? We'll be going through that. So Most of us have ended at accumulation. I dare say in any room I walk into, normally 90% and over do not have any estate plan. We have the only accumulated, and we think it's something for other people. And that's why I was saying, let us think of us now, our families, what we have, our children, our parents, for those who don't have, all those people. Wealth preservation and distribution is a difficult conversation, but a very important conversation. The reason is because a lot of the times now when you need your trust, that is when you need it desperately, that is the one time you cannot create it. I remember there's a time I met a client last year, November, not a client, a prospect. So we started the discussion about a trust, and they were like, this is perfect for my family. So we decided, that was in November, let's meet in mid-December. We met, they're like, those conversations, let's just move this to January. So you know, Christmas celebration and what have you. So we moved to January. January came, I called, I was like, hey, why don't we finish the conversation? Again, they moved it to February. So I got to a point I was like, let me give this person time, amalize maneno yake. So in March, the son calls me and says, please come home, we are ready to set up. So when you got there, we started asking, so when are we starting? Where is dad? He passed on. And they still wanting, they still want to set it up. So I asked them, can I understand who owns the property? Because at the end of the day, for you to create, you must own it first. And then they were like, it's him, but we had already started the discussion. And we were like, you have to finish succession before we start this conversation. So it was it's now too late, isn't it? Can we move to the next slide? This is why we are here to discuss the barriers. What are the things that are affecting families, issues of preservation and protection? Number one, succession. I've just talked about a client who wants to create a trust, but you cannot. Yeah, it has gotten to that level where now it said until you finish, and we don't know how long that will be. It can be years, it can be decades. Yeah, our friends in the media can tell us those stories. We have read about them a lot of times, isn't it? 40 years. There's a client we met, I think one of the FAs here, we had gone for a presentation, and he was like, I want to start my own trust because my father passed on in 1988, and till to date, we are yet to receive those properties. We are still struggling and arguing about them. So for him, it's like, for my own family, I need this thing set up for my own. And even for my own fathers, the amount of legal costs I have spent is not, what I'll receive is going to be less than what I'm spending. Does that make sense? Please don't let that ever be your story. Prolonged succession is, here is where you have no control. It is your wealth, your family's wealth, your children, but a judge in a court of law is the one who makes decision over wealth they did not help you to acquire. Isn't that a bad thing? Please make the decision yourself, and it's only normally through a trust. The unprepared heirs I'm talking about. So yes, I love my children. I wish them the very best, but at the end of the day, sometimes they are not ready. And when you receive when you're not ready, it becomes a burden. That is the reason sometimes we blame people, ati ameuza kila kitu. They didn't know what to do with it. So do not blame because you do not know their position at that time. So I have school to go, I am too young, I want to enjoy my life, and now you're giving me assets worth billions to manage, and I have no clue what you used to do. Are we together? So you want to make sure, even when they receive, let them receive at a time when they can actually be able to manage that property. Not just because they are children, they receive it, isn't it? We want to make sure. And for you who feels, I want to go beyond children, I want to give to charity. I've seen a lot of that with the likes of Warren Buffett, the Bill Gates. They're like all this foundation. So I remember one of the things Warren Buffett says is, I want to give to my children enough for them to know what to do or how to manage to use it to do whatever it is that they want, but I don't want them to give too much that they remain doing nothing. Isn't it? So let us have them be prepared. The other thing is wealth, generational wealth, and then fragmentation of wealth. So what that means is today, I have 10 acres of land, and I have 5 children. Nimwambie kila mtu distribute it. That is 2, 2, 2, isn't it? Then the next generation of children, they get another 4. They divide again. By the time it's getting to the 3rd generation, to 8th and a quarter, there's even 60 by 40, isn't it? You want to get to a level where we are saying, as a family, this is what we own. This is what belongs to all of us. And if it's going to be sold, we already know how much share we are getting. There's a peace of mind you get when you're wealthy, isn't it? When you feel the comfort of entering into a room, unajua waezi niambia. Is it, ama we can't relate? Maybe this front, sijui wengine. Yeah, anyway, that's on a light note. So generational wealth means you want to ensure it's not just about me, I get to enjoy during my lifetime. In fact, a lot of the time the clients will be like 100% beneficiary until I'm not there, then now let's have another distribution. So that ensures it moves on to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And I advocate every time to the clients, include a whole life policy. Because I know the impact of saying, I have received wealth, but there's nothing to fund future generations. So we normally say, have something that does not force your beneficiary to go back to their pocket. Because if I have a whole life and the beneficiary is this same trust fund, if I'm not there, then it goes into the trust fund, it takes care of my children, isn't it? So they can't find wealth. You're not thinking about you're thinking about ideas and not where to get the money. Are we together? Yeah? For business continuity, a lot of families in Kenya are losing because you have one person running the entire thing. They don't even want to share information with the others. I remember my brother works for a bank and he was telling me, we have a very rich client who, his business, he takes care of everything. At a petty cash, he wants to sign. Yeah, 50,000, and that's $1 billion worth of business, but he has no successor. So he told me he had come to ask us for a loan and he's negotiated for a lower interest rate. But the bank said, this guy is high risk because the minute he goes tomorrow, he has no successor completely. So the business might actually fall. So even as we are considering lower interest rates, let us also think about what risk do they have with regard to succession. So sometimes it's good to have a plan and also ensure, even as my children who maybe want to do music and not the business I'm doing, there's someone to take care of that. Yeah. So Susan and team trust it's their responsibility to find how things will be moving with that. So for you is to say, we have a plan. This business I wish for my children to continue enjoying. All right? Okay, so limited awareness, I think this is where we are, even as a company. We want to ensure a lot of people understand why you want to do a trust and not a will. So a lot of us do wills because that's what you know. It's normally said people reject what they don't understand. So if people don't understand Britam has trust services, they don't understand what this trust fund can do for their family, they'll probably never buy it, isn't it? Some of us here, we know, but we've not done. And the biggest regret in life is not the things that happened without you, not it being your responsibilities when you knew, but you didn't do anything. Remember that sometimes you get that thing in your head, nilijua, I wish I did, isn't it? Let us have a way to make sure, get the information right, build something for yourself. For the vulnerable beneficiaries, I think we've seen it. Every time you sign a client and you ask for beneficiary, the first priority is children, isn't it? A lot of us here, our children are not above 18. And even for the 18-year-olds, they are not ready. They are not ready. Please do not give them the burden of having to figure out what next, trying to figure out what were your intentions. Let your intentions be clearly structured in your trust. Okay? So the questions I would want us to think, maybe just try and think in your mind. And this first one is one of the things I want you to ask yourself. Right now, do you know, I'm sure a lot of us have assets which would go to unclaimed financial assets. Your bank accounts. Maybe let me just name them and then you can think, do I have those kind of assets? Do you have a bank account? I'm sure we pay your salary somewhere, isn't it? Do you have a money market account? Do you have shares? Do you have T-bills? Have you bought government bonds? There are so many assets that you're not even thinking they are assets that are worth putting in a trust, but they are. Someone's money is here right now instead of helping the family because a structure was not done right to ensure it gets to the right person. So these assets are quite a number of assets. And the best thing is we have started you off saying you can actually start with a small amount. So we'll be getting there. Do you have vulnerable beneficiaries? Could be your children, could be your grandparents, your parents. It could be that person who you pay school fees for. They're not even related to you. All those people. Then the other aspect is, do your loved one know where your assets are? There are many times people even write things on wills and they are never found. To plots to Kangundo Road. They have been missing. I know my mom personally, she told me, I bought a plot there, I have no idea where it is. So you can imagine, it's good to make sure it's very, and the best thing, a trust is very clear. There's no asset that is going to be there that cannot be identified where exactly it is. Are your heirs fully equipped? Your bonds, your money markets, your circle, if they were to receive today, what decisions would they make? Will they continue with the legacy you started? That's another question. So how soon would you want them to access? Because sometimes it's not about the money they are receiving, it's how they receive. So think about all these questions as something to ponder about. So normally I say, why should I care about creating a trust? No perfect family. I have met many families, poor, blended, all kinds, but I'm yet to meet a perfect family, including mine. So we normally say, think about doing something for them. The other favorite thing for me to say is that money does not what? It does not change. It reveals, isn't it? Someone alikuwa mpole when they had nothing. Isn't it? Then money came, things changed. Yes? I hope I'm not speaking to anyone. Yes? Then the last one is, do you not plan your estate because you're planning to die? You plan because you don't know when. The moment, the hour is not known, but the reality is it will be there. So it is a matter of how we plan. All right? So now, these are the different situations, intestate. I know a majority of us fall here, but at least after this, we're going to shift, isn't it? Yeah? Then the will, you have a will written. You are the best client for me. Normally I say it is easier to move someone already because what they've gotten over the thing of dying and stuff like that, isn't it? This person now has moved forward, isn't it? Now for the one who is saying I'm creating a trust is the one who now they want to have a real plan. And one thing I'll say, and I know even my one of our distinguished guests will mention, trusts are not perfect. They are not. They have their own challenges. The same families that would have fought are the same ones who will be in that trust. The good thing is they give direction, they give clarity, and they give peace of mind to the creator. So it's good for you to plan. So this is what a trust is. Simply to say, whatever you own, put it in a trust. Choose your people. Then from there, say, these are the instructions. So that is the clarity we are talking about. The direction every single person requires. I mean, this company couldn't run if we didn't have leaders. There has to be somewhere where? The north, isn't it? So we are saying your trust will help you to do that. So this is what every trust would look like. If you chose Britam as a trustee, we'll always start with you. So I want to put your name here as a trust creator. Then from there, you choose, do you want Britam? We will be there. We will support you. We love what we do, and we'd want to help you to do that. On the other side is where now the important things are. The things you value. The people you value. Those are the people who you tell us, this is the one. That is the person who, if anything happens, they will walk in and say, where next? and we will guide them. Then for the assets, we know what we are protecting on their behalf. So this person was introduced in 2021. Yeah, so you find you could have trustees, but they're misbehaving. Someone has to be accountable, and a trustee cannot audit themselves. So this person called enforcer is the person who calls them out. So it's an optional party, but it's something to think about as you're creating a trust. It's an important party to have, all right? I'll go to the next one. So what is Britam? What does Britam have for you? So we say, if you're a cash-rich person, the people who do not have property, there's a client I met who said, I have only one asset, the house I live in, na juu sikuwa nataka kulipa rent. Otherwise, everything else is money, cash and cash equivalents. So if you're that client, you can find a lot of your money is free. We will keep it for you. We will have the instructions you'll give us, everything taken care of. This is where you start. If you're not sure, do I really need this thing? Anzia hapa. It's the easiest one to start. And very, very affordable. 5,000. At first we had said 50,000, then someone said, but I have a policy with you guys. It has a sum assured of 10 million. I have another one for 2 million. So we figured out we can combine and say, let's work together with where you are right now. So if you're feeling I can start small, this is where you start. All right? And from there, you move on now as you're acquiring more property, you're buying assets, all those investments, you come to this other side, which is now the family trust. We also call it a private trust because someone can do charity with it. So that is the two solutions that we have. We'll be doing a video to just explain what the two solutions are. However, our offices are wide open. Information is free, hatutakulipisha. Just come and sit down. We will take you through privately. We've been given a very good office where privacy is actually a thing. So they'll not be faith up or next listening to what is happening, isn't it? Come, we will discuss with you. I'm a very private person, if you already know. So this job was perfect for me because, isn't it? Yeah. So come and hear that. So please, maybe you can play for us the videos. And I think I will step down from here. Oh, okay.
Needs don't wait for court processes. So, life doesn't pause when you're not around. School fees still need to be paid. Medical bills still arise. Daily needs don't wait for court processes. So, how do you make sure your loved ones are taken care of without confusion, delays, or misuse of money? Introducing the Britam Trust Fund. A trust fund allows you to set aside money today and give clear instructions on how that money should be used for education, medical care, upkeep, or any other need you choose. You can start a Britam Trust Fund with as little as 5,000 Kenyan shillings and top up any amount at any time. Or you can deposit a one-time deposit of 50,000 Kenyan shillings. Britam professionally invest the funds as you watch your money work for you. You can also name the Britam Trust Fund as the beneficiary of your insurance and pension policies, giving you peace of mind that what you've worked hard for will support your loved ones exactly as you intended. The funds held in trust are administered strictly according to your instructions. And here's the difference. We don't hand over money directly to guardians. If school fees is needed, we ask for the fee structure and pay the school directly. If medical care is required, we request invoices and pay the hospital or medical cover provider directly. This ensures your money is used exactly as intended. No probate delays, no misuse of funds, no family conflict, professional oversight and accountability. Ensure the money is available when they really need it. Funds are invested to grow at competitive rates so they last longer. A trust fund isn't just about money. It's about care, control, and continuity. With the Britam Trust Fund, your intentions don't get lost. They are honored. Call us on 0705 100 100 or email trustfunds@britam.com. Alternatively, you can speak to your financial advisor. Britam, with you every step of the way.
Before you finish clapping, we have another video, another short one.
You
that
worked
one is the
hard
cash
to
trust,
build
this
your
is the
wealth,
family trust.
property, businesses, investments, a lifetime of effort. But have you planned how it will be protected, managed, and passed on? Introducing the Britam Family Trust, the superior estate planning solution. Britam Family Trust allows you to transfer your assets from your personal name into a separate legal structure for the benefit of your family and future generations. What can go into a family trust? Everything you own and value, land and property, businesses and shares, investments and financial assets, cash and other valuables. When assets are transferred into a family trust, the transfer is exempt from stamp duty, exempt from capital gains tax. Assets are removed from probate and succession disputes. With Britam as your professional trustee, assets are managed professionally. Clear rules guide how beneficiaries benefit. Family conflicts are minimized. The settler's intention is protected and upheld. You can even set conditions: who benefits, when, and how. Even after your lifetime, the trust continues. A family trust is not about death. It's about order, protection, and legacy. With Britam Family Trust, you don't just pass on wealth, you pass it on right. Call us on 0705 100 100 or email trustfunds@britam.com. Alternatively, you can speak to your financial advisor. Britam, with you every step of the way.
Thank you very much. I will take my seat. Thank you.
Let's give a better appreciation to Susan Mathenge. You can see she's very passionate about the trusts. Yeah, she was now seeing each one of us as a client and walking us through the trust process. Thank you very much, Susan, and your team of Melissa, Catherine, and newly joined Sylvia. Gender balance as we go forward. But they're doing a great job. Their wall is alive. The trust fund wall is, WhatsApp group wall is alive with a lot of queries, and they're always there to respond to the questions. So it is a going concern. Some few takeaways for me as I listened to Susan and I looked at the video. Money doesn't change people. It reveals their true self. Yeah? So the people around you could just be waiting. So just prepare. I saw the triple C's: care, control, continuity. Care, control, continuity. Very critical. Something else I've seen there that is sticking out like a sore thumb: exempt from tax gains. Exempt from capital gains tax. Hurry, hurry while stocks last. Run before the taxman could be here, comes calling. Death and taxes, the only thing certain in life. Great. So thank you, Susan, for walking us through that. I think the explainer videos were really to the point, hence the applause. We want to move on now with the program, and I would like to call on stage Moses Kang'ethe, our acting CEO and principal officer for Britam Life, to just give a perspective from the Britam Life about protecting, preserving, and distributing wealth. Moses, karibu.
every other day we wake up, a question was asked, what makes you wake up every day and work very hard? And the answer was, or is, I believe, we want a better life, and we want even better lives for those that we care about. Isn't it? But the things you want today, you have no idea what will happen to them the day you disappear. So I like what Susan has brought out, that as Britam Life, we've seen a need because most of us are building a pension fund. Some people retire and they live for many years, which is fine. Others retire and they die soon after. Others don't get to retirement. So anything can happen anytime. I have read the good book and it says, a good man plans ahead, looks ahead. A fool doesn't, and they even brag about it. That is in Proverbs. So I don't want to be a fool as far as the Bible is concerned. And I'm not calling you a fool. I'm just saying, please go and rethink, because as a wise man, you are saving for your retirement. I know you are. I know you've taken a life cover, which is very good. We even launched a whole of life the other day. So you're protecting yourself today, and you're doing a lot of work to have a good life. I was listening to somebody share the other day, saying, you leave an asset, the will is good, they share the asset, they sell. And then a few years down the road, you can't even imagine somebody had held 100 million shillings. Because the way they look, even if you're told they had 100 million with them, you would be surprised. So the whole life cover you've taken, the education policy you're putting up, we saw it is very good, and it will be a good amount that we pay to you or to your beneficiaries. But then, as Britam Life, we said, what if we came to you and said, we can help you learn your wealth post, or even when you are around. Because as I said, you could be around, but not able to move things. Some people have an issue, and you've seen people being carried to banks when they are very sickly, and they need help, but they can't get it. Some people die even because of, even though they have the wealth, it can't help them. So we want a scenario where your wealth is in a place where it can be used for your benefit. So we've looked at our bouquet of solutions, and as Britam Life said, or as Britam said, this is a place where there is a need. How many of you have even gone and raised funds for a friend who has passed on, raised $1 million bob, $2 million bob, then you give it to the family, and soon after, they are back to you asking for more money. This is a solution that you can use to say, this 1 million is in trust for ABCD, and when they need medical bills paid, pay. When they need an upkeep, maybe you could say every other month, they get an upkeep of X amounts. And remember, it is earning income. So it is growing as well. If you have a life benefit and then it's paid, if that money is not invested, for sure it doesn't grow past that. It might be misused. Somebody might buy the best car ever. And I liked what I saw there. You can't say they will buy a car. So they might buy the best car, even crash it. Maybe they don't even know how to use it as well. So it might even be a death trap for them. So we've seen a need, and I would encourage all of us to set up a trust, if you haven't yet. And I would also encourage us to put the trust as a beneficiary on your pension funds, on your life, any other places where you have a benefit that could come in bulk as well. I think the other thing, what Susan said is quite interesting. When you are younger, you think owning land is very important. Then the other day, when I turned some age, I think I started realizing I'm getting, there might be places I've not gone to for the last 3-4 years. So I don't know whether there is a squatter on my property. So I started the process. I have started the process as well of saying, how do I convert some of these into assets that I can track easily for myself? So the trust fund gives you an option of bringing your assets into one place so that you can be able to track them together in one position. So we really appreciate our clients for trusting us with your money. We can confirm that as Britam, we are taking care of your money. We are growing it. Susan did not show you the returns, but they are over 13% for those who have brought in their money. And as we build wealth, let's remember that at one point, that wealth will be under the hands of somebody else. Will it help them? Or will it destroy them? The trust can help you to ensure that it is in measured, it comes to them in measured, let me call it doses, for example. I have seen some of the trust documents, because I'm a trustee, and you can actually say this is for upkeep. When does this money, if there is a balance, get to the person? You know, when somebody has a family, the decisions they take will be very different when maybe they are at 18 or 20, as somebody had mentioned. Yeah? So you can define how you want the trust to run for yourself. So we really appreciate you. So we continue broadening our solutions. This is one of the ways. And as I have said previously, we really appreciate customer feedback. So this is part of our dealing with customer feedback so that we can give you a solutions that cover you right from when you're saving, when you're building the wealth, even past, when you're transitioning the wealth to other generations. So thank you all. And I hope all of you will be with us. Susan mentioned downstairs we actually have the trust offices. And we have put them in a place where there will be no other Britam office next to it. What do I mean? It is on a separate floor from where we sit ourselves in the businesses on the other side and even the corporate office up there. So you can sit and discuss your matters in private. You can bring in your assets, even the ones, by the way, it doesn't mean that everybody has to know about your trust. What do I mean? If you have assets that people do not know about, you can bring them in because you bought them for the benefit of other people, isn't it? So you can bring them in and put them into the trust. I think the other thing I would want to bring up is a trust is not for the rich people. It is for everybody. I know Susan mentioned high net worth, but I think high net worth is relative. What do you think? Yeah, I think high net worth is relative. So your wealth is high in your standard. So don't try to say that I have not gotten to 30 million, 20 million, or 50. Even if it is a million, it is worth a lot. Families have been shifted significantly from one side to another side by smaller amounts, for example. Somebody raised the question, maybe for you, $1 million is not a lot of money, but for some family somewhere, it could educate the entire family as well. So it might be too much even for them. So it is not for the rich, it is for all of us. So don't exclude yourself from this. I hope everybody has something, and I believe everybody has something they can put into the trust. Thank you all, and looking forward to being of service to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Moses, for those remarks and challenging us all here. We don't want to be caught like a deer in the headlights. We are in the financial services industry. It's beholden upon us because of the access, because of the knowledge that we start with ourselves before we even spread the gospel of the trust services. The Chinese culture is deeply rooted in nature, and trees often symbolize wisdom, legacy, resilience. Hence the saying they came up with. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So let the reflections that we are having and these nice intentions that we have actually translate into action after this. I want to call on stage the next speaker to give us a testimonial, because it's always good to hear these third-party stories about how a trust fund secured her future, their future. I'm very humbled and proud to introduce on stage Ruth Tengecha, who's also the founder of the Richana Collective. She'll tell us a bit about it and tell us her story. Ruth, karibu.
Good morning, everyone. So, as you've been told, my name is Ruth Tengecha. I am the co-founder of the Richana Collective Limited, which is a mental health organization that assists people with their mental health through coaching sessions and our podcast on YouTube, so you can subscribe after this. I am also a public speaker and a corporate MC. So, sir, today you are stealing my job, but next time I will get it. Yeah. So, I am currently 24 years old. And I am a living testimony of a parent who planned earlier for our future, for me and my siblings. So, because of both of my parents have passed away, someone would call me an orphan. But I'm not an orphan, I am the child of God. Yes? Yes. So I gained access to my trust fund when I was 17 years old, and I was Form 3 at this time. So I found out that I had a trust fund at this point. So I was able to pay for my school fees. My trust fund was paying my school fees from when I was 17. So it paid my Form 3 fees and my Form 4 fees. Then because of losing both my parents, I struggled with my mental health a lot. So I had to get into therapy, and I was also struggling with my health, and I also needed to get surgery. So my trust fund got me an insurance cover, and I was able to attend therapy sessions for around 4 years. And I was able to get medical insurance to get surgery before I completed my uni. So when I went to uni, I also found out that I had enough money to pay for uni. So I went to Strathmore University, and I did a degree in business and tourism. But while I was in school, I was still able to access upkeep and all of this. I could buy books and all of that. I was able to plan myself. And my trust fund really helped me, because when I reached 21, I decided, let me start a business. So I started a business at 21 years old. Inaingiana, naanguka. Unajua tu biashara iko hivyo. Leo uko na pesa, kesho una. That's just the life, right? And when I was 22, because of my trust fund, I was also able to purchase a house. And I didn't believe I could do it. Even sometimes when I talk about myself, wow, am I talking about myself? You get to, is that me? Surely. So my trust fund has really been a benefit to me. And even up to now, it's still sustaining me up to now. It has helped me get capital for my business and run what I run now. And because of my mental health and, my struggles in mental health, I decided to open up a mental health company that assists people with their mental health. And my co-founder is a psychologist. I just like her to stand and say hi to you. She's there. She's called Caroline Mwangi. So we run the business together, our mental health organization. And Madam Susan, I've heard you saying Gen Zs. We are not all bad. Some of us, we are wearing suits. Not everybody is a bad Gen Z. Some of us, we are good children. So maybe you can interact with us and find out. And yeah, that is just my testimony. And as parents here, I would like you to use my story to see that your children can turn out okay. And even if they're left with money at a young age, just as Madam Susan said, they might not be able to know what to do. But if you have like a plan for them, like they know that they can pay school fees, that the trust pays school fees for them. Because I never used to get cash. I just used to give the trustees my school account, and I would find my Strathmore fees is cleared. So I would just go to school. I'd pay my fees. Yes, my fees is catered for this semester. And I'm so grateful to God because of that. So in our mental health organization, we offer coaching sessions, and we also have a podcast on YouTube where people just talk about their mental health stories. So you can catch our podcast on YouTube and subscribe. You can meet me afterwards if you want a corporate MC and a public speaker. I love mental health so much. And you can just use my story for the sake of your children, because everybody can turn out great, and they can also be managing director at 24 like myself. So yeah, so not every case after, you've gone or there has to be family conflict. If everything is planned properly, you can be able to leave a good legacy for your children, and we can all rest well knowing that everything is taken care of. So I'd just like to say today, thank you for the opportunity, Britam, for speaking here. And just like Britam, the Richana Collective Limited is with you in your mental health every step of the way. Okay? Yeah, so that is all I have to say for today. Thank you.
I think she deserves a better round of applause. Isn't her energy infectious? Yeah. Ruth, me and you are kindred spirit. We can do a collabo. Yeah? Great. And she has said exactly the thing that I was coming to tell Susan. The stereotype of Gen Zs has been thrown out of the window. Yeah? They can come and work with you there, Susan, at the trust office. Yeah? Living proof. Yeah? You can tell your clients, I have a living proof here that can tell you about what it is that I'm telling you. Thank you very much, Ruth, for that testimony and for the energy and for showing us that there is life in the space after such a tragedy. So thank you very much for that. We want to move on, and I would like now to invite on stage our Group Managing Director, Tom Gitogo, to talk to us and just give us some words about how we are closing Africa's wealth protection gap through the trust service. Tom.
Thank you, Stanley. It's really a genuine pleasure to have you with us today. I'm happy to see my new friend, Matu Kehato, the founder and CEO of Providence Africa. I'm happy to see our directors, Stephen Wandera and Christine Sabwa. And I am proud of Ruth Tegesha. So Ruth, I was actually doing very well when I was 24 years old, but you are doing better. So I can only imagine how your future, the rest of your future will be. And we learn every day. So Susan, let's change our narrative because this solution is actually not for the old or the about to die. The Gen Zs have assets. They have bank accounts, the question you asked. They are increasingly having money market funds, unit trusts. So let's sell this to them as well, because it will improve their sunset years and their afterlife. So let's send the older staff members, the older financial advisors to the older clients, because if a client doesn't want a Gen Z, let us not send a Gen Z, but let us have the option. So Ruth, thank you for bringing that up. So ladies and gentlemen, many people on our continent are building wealth today. The more than 1 billion citizens of our continent wake up very early every morning, not just to survive, although an unfortunate number of them get up and go about looking for things to do, businesses to do, work to do, to survive and as upkeep for their families. But increasingly, we are going beyond surviving to building our wealth, whether it is through savings, through property. Some are even working towards their pensions, and so on. So the current generation, it's fair to say, is accumulating assets. So how do you explain, as Sanne has mentioned, that there is still a protection gap on the continent? The wealth they're working so hard for does not necessarily reach the people they are working so hard for. It is unfortunate if the wealth you're building is left to fate, to uncertainty, family disputes. It's very easy to see family disputes as the preserve of other people. Few people admit or have the presence of mind to know that it could be their families. So the simple absence of a plan could redirect a possible better path of your family to the dispute that we see everywhere we look. I have nothing against government, but I have everything against 115 billion of money earned and put together by hard-working Kenyans sitting there and the fate being decided by bureaucrats or politicians. It doesn't make any sense. You can do something about it. Here at Britam, we have worked for 60 years to establish a rhythm of things where we have solutions for you at the earliest possible stage of life, as you go through life, and up till now, up to the end of life. But we now want to say that you can do something and influence the direction of capital, your capital, towards people, projects, and schemes that you were passionate about when you were on this planet. We don't know what happens after we die, because for some reason, it must be a good thing because the fellows don't come back. They choose to stay where they have gone. But, we can't be sure that you will be able to influence what happens to your wealth and to your families when you go. So rather than wait to discover, let's do something about it today. I have nothing against wills. My dad passed away last year. And arguably, I know it's arguable, you could say I am influential. Let's assume I am influential. But despite that, we are still going through issues. You cannot influence the speed at which letters of administration are done. You can afford the best lawyers. You can consult the best consultants. But still, you cannot influence the pace of things. If you are a red like me, whatever that means, you feel uncomfortable. You get stress when you can't influence the direction of things. So, the fact that my dad's estate is in the hands of a judge that I don't even know, and the fact that it has to be listed in the Kenya Gazette for idiots to come up and say they have a say in, like, yes, we agree or not, we do not. By idiots, I mean those good-for-nothings out there waiting for an opportunity to sow where they did not leap. Is it leap where they did not sow? So what chance do people or families who are probably less influential have in this process? This levels the playing field. With your million shillings, with your 100,000, with your 100 million, you can direct what happens to the wealth you have worked so hard for post. Or actually, you don't even have to die. You could be incapacitated. As Britam, we will still effect the instructions that you have for us. And let me demyth trusts. You can still change your instructions to us when you are still alive. So if you want to disinherit or put on the on the list of beneficiaries a member of your family, you can still do that. So do not feel like you are boxed into a fate once you have come. And you still have access to your wealth. You can instruct us to pay you something as you wait to die, as the case may be. Let me end it here, because to be honest, there is nothing else I can say that Ruth did not say, that Susan did not say, and that my friend Matu Kehato will not say. Because if I said everything, what will Matu say? So ladies and gentlemen, we would like to invite you to explore our new solution. We have thought about it. Britam sets the pace. You can be sure if there is a trust out there that is world-beating, it is our trust. We also take feedback. So if there is things you think we can do to improve on it, we will. So ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to welcoming you to our fold if you are not. And for members of staff and the Britam ecosystem, let us put our money where our mouth is. Thank you very much.
A better appreciation for our GMD, Tom Gitogo. Just a housekeeping that perhaps may have been forgotten as we started. We have washrooms directly behind you at the back. So you are able to go behind this gray structure, and we have the washrooms there. Thank you, GMD. I think for those remarks, you have started again that conversation. Families that wait until a crisis happens, they don't get better options. They only get harder conversations and fewer choices. So we do have the options while we are still here. Britam, with you every step of the way, from the cradle to the grave, and now beyond. Excellent. So I wanted to call our guest speaker on stage to talk to us about wealth stewardship and the value of structured trust management. He's none other than Mr. Matu Kehato, whom the GMD has alluded to as the founder and CEO of Providence Africa Limited. Karibu, Mr. Matu. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's quite chilly up here, isn't it? I've been rubbing my hands over there at the front because I'm not really used to this kind of cold, although I should be considering where I come from. Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you so much for welcoming here. Each and every one of you, thank you for taking your time out this morning to hear me out. As it has been said, I am the CEO and founder of Providence Africa Group, a group of companies which we are building, which we seek to create an impact across the region. Right now we're in Kenya, building ourselves one step at a time, but our dream is to expand into the greater Africa over the next couple of years. So I won't take too much more of your time introducing myself, because we're here to talk about trusts. And for me, trusts, I've had a very dynamic and unique relationship with trusts. For those of you who may not know, I am the beneficiary of one of Kenya's most controversial / public trusts, which is the Jenga Karume Trust. And today I want to give you, or share with you, a bit of, share with my story a bit with each and every one of you, especially in regards to what I think and feel about trusts. So when I was initially called and asked to come and speak today, I wasn't sure where to begin. My first thought was to first address some of the rumors and misconceptions surrounding our family trust. However, I realized that it would be far more valuable to be honest and just simply share what I went through. Interestingly, I was first introduced to the idea of trusts through television. But when I was actually told about our family trust, the reality felt very different. It was a cold morning, just like this one, a few weeks after the passing of my late grandfather, and we were called to a lawyer's office, and we sat around a large boardroom table. And the lawyers carefully explained exactly what a trust was, how it would work, and what it was intended to do for our family, or what my grandfather intended for it to do for our family. In that moment, my relationship with my grandfather and his estate changed completely. What had once been a personal relationship where I would visit my grandfather, discuss my grades, with our conversation ending up with a check for the next semester's tuition, became something far more formal. Suddenly, instead of speaking to a loved one, I found myself writing letters and navigating processes. The transition was very difficult. The challenge was compounded by many years of negative experiences as a beneficiary of a well-endowed trust, experiences that are now well documented in the public domain. Over time, I grew disillusioned with the concepts of trusts. In fact, I had sworn off the idea completely. Until, following a court ruling that removed the previous trustees, we were invited to a meeting by the man who would become our new trust chairman, the late and great Kuria Mushiru. What made this meeting remarkable is that it had never happened before, where a chairman would actually call me and ask me what my opinion was and what I thought about a trust and the direction that it should take. The meeting marked the beginning of a profound shift in my perspective in regards to trusts. I gradually came to realize that trusts themselves are not the problem. The real difference lies in the people entrusted with stewardship. During that meeting, Mr. Kuria made it very clear that he did not have to take this responsibility. He chose to do so because he saw an opportunity to restore an institution and honor the legacy of a man he greatly admired, my late grandfather, Jenga Karume. And so began a new chapter. For the first time, my experience with the trust became more defined by hope, accountability, result, and fulfilled potential. My only regret is that Mr. Kuria did not have more time to see the full impact of the transformation he helped initiate. I would like us to take a brief moment to honor Mr. Kuria in a moment of silence. If you would stand. We may take our seats. Now, my journey with trusts has taken me from frustration and disappointment to genuine appreciation. There was a time when I wished the trust didn't exist because I associated with many years of pain and conflict. Today, thanks to proper stewardship, good governance, and the right intentions, I am grateful that my grandfather chose to create this trust, not only for me, but the future generations of our family. As I conclude, I would like to leave you with this thought. Trusts are simply not about preserving wealth. They are not merely about stewarding assets or growing investments. At their core, trusts are about connecting generations. When you establish a trust, you are making a decision for people who you may never meet, living in a future you may never see. You are creating opportunities, providing security, and leaving behind a legacy of care and responsibility. That is the true power of trust. Thank you so much for listening to me this morning. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Matu Kihato. Can we appreciate Matu with a better round of applause? Thank you very much. And, talking about your journey and how it was, awash in the public domain. But even really talking about making us remember about our dearly departed former board chairman, Kuria Mushiru, who recently passed on. We continue hearing stories emerging about the great legacy that he left, and it's great to hear that of the impact that he had on the legacy that was left for your family. So thank you for that, and would like to call you back on stage, as well as Ruth. Just briefly, we have a token of appreciation that we'd like to, and I'd like to call Tom back on stage, just to give a... All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me also appreciate at this point Father Kamau, who will be presiding over the unveiling of the office later on, which will be a small ceremony that will be held immediately after this. Thank you all to the speakers who have come on stage. You've really demystified and given us more information about the trust fund, the trust service, and how impactful it is, even as we unveil the Britam Trust. So now is the moment that we have been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. We want to do a countdown and officially unveil the Britam Trust service. I would like to call on stage, as we do the countdown, our GMD, Director Wandera, and Director Sabwa, and Matu as well. Susan Mathenge will give Ruth a moment, and once she comes back, we can all be on stage. So I think let's just come on stage. She will join us here, yes, so that we can do the countdown to unveil the Britam Trust service. Let's encourage them with a round of applause. Yes, and Moses Kangebe, our acting CEO. Karibu. Right, great. So I'll ask half of us to move to that end and the other half this end, so that this, maybe GMD you could, yes. Yeah, nice balance. Yes, nice gender balance. If we could move this way, all the way, so that we then see the Karibu Ruth. Great. So, Diane? Yes. Yeah, symmetry. Yeah, very critical. I know GMD was like, there's something amiss here. Yeah. So great. Team, great, good to go? All right, so we want to do the countdown, and then we'll have the pyros, and we'll have unveiled our team. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent. Great. So we will do some photo ops, and I will direct how it goes. So we'd like to just have at the center the first photo, which will be GMD. We'll do the toast first. Great. This is non-alcoholic champagne. Just for the record. We can gather at the center let's gather at the center. And then we'll... A round of applause. Well done. Natural. All right, we'll have the glasses picked. All right, great. Excellent. Yeah, GMD is a natural. So we'll have the first photo up with everybody on stage as is. So they move forward. All right, so now let's have the dummy check, all of us. Yeah. So I'll ask Moses and, Matthew and Ruth to have a seat, as well as Director Wandera and Director Sabwa. Then call Exco to the stage so that we can have a photo as well with Susan and Moses. So Exco members, please come on stage. Thank you, Exco team. GMD, you'll stay, and Moses as well. Let's have the Susan's team of Melissa, Catherine, and Sylvia, the trust team. Please join us on stage for a photo op by the media. No, they stay. Well done, team. So thank you, trust team. We'll now have just one more. Yes. We'll now have the BLA management team. BLA management team, please come on stage. I know you're many. I can see you all here. Come on stage. Na mkubali kupangika so that the photo. One last one with the trustees of the trust service. Hilda, Moses, Mercy. That's it. Well done, thank you. Well done, well done. Thank you, GMD. Thank you, board members. Thank you, EXCO team, for gracing this occasion and supporting this unveiling. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this. I would like to call on stage Melissa to give us a vote of thanks. And as she comes, I will then talk to us about what will be next. We have the ribbon cutting for the grand opening of the Trust Services Office, which is on 11th floor. But we may not all be able to head there. So I will request GMD, the board members, our distinguished guests, Matthew and Ruth, the EXCO members, and the media team to then, after the vote of thanks, we will head straight down using the staircase to 11th floor, where we'll then have a very brief ceremony, a prayer by Father Kamau, and the cutting of the ribbon to then unveil the new trust service offices. Right? For the rest of us, it's cold, and Somerset team are here. We need to still have some refreshments, some tea, there's still some snacks. But for the team that I've mentioned, we'll make our way down there for the next part of this event. So, Melissa?
Good morning, everyone. As we come to a close of this event, it has been a truly remarkable and memorable event. So I am honored to have been given this opportunity to offer my vote of thanks. First of all, we offer our sincere appreciation to the legal team led by Mercy Muthe for their support in all processes. Yes. For their support in all processes. We wouldn't have done it without your legal team. When Britam Trust Services succeeds, your fingerprints will be all over that success. We are also offering our sincere gratitude to the marketing team. So a round of applause for the marketing team. They have been in supporting us, coming up with creative marketing ideas, and also for planning this wonderful event. Thank you very much. We are also thanking the pension administration team led by Simon Kibira. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Simon Kibira and team, for the support and opportunity to interact with your clients and to create more business opportunities. We are also thanking the BD and operation managers in BLA, pension, retail life, group life, SME, corporate life servicing team, claims team, and claims team for support and partnership in getting business. Thank you. We would like to appreciate the risk team for your support and guidance in both developing compliant processes and systems. So risk team for your support, thank you. We also thank actuarial and product development team. Thank you for your continuous support. We are thanking also the HR team headed by Evelyn Munyoki and also with the guidance from Rosemary. Thank you for your support, especially with the staff incentive, which has helped us increase our trust business. We appreciate project team headed by Martin Oluoch. Thank you. You have been very instrumental and supportive of the trust system. IT team, we appreciate you, led by Horace and Kaptugen, for continuous support in building systems from scratch, only based on the instructions we give you. So thank you, IT team. We want to thank finance team led by Hannah for supporting processing of all our payments in a timely manner, and also, supporting in system requirements. We are thankful to the group head of tax. He has been instrumental in supporting with all matters, KRA, taxes, and quick turnaround in resolutions. Apewe makofi pia. Thank you, Andegwa. Thank you for always supporting and facilitating our activities. Also, we are very thankful to the head of FA Network, Mr. Waithaka Asante. Thank you to the deputy head of FA, our MC. Thank you, branch managers who have honored our invitation. Yes, thank you so much to all those for their support in facilitating the sale of trust business. We're also thanking the School of Excellence. Thank you, Susan. And the training teams for the support you offer to us. I would also like to offer our sincere gratitude to FAs. All FAs that we have invited here are the ones who have done the highest sales. So I'd like you to be upstanding. We clap for you, the FAs that have been invited today. Thank you very much for believing in this trust solution and running with it very fast to our clients, even so far as you're very new. We appreciate your support. Thank you. Also, we have staff here that we have invited that have also been the highest selling staff in the trust business. I'd also like you to stand so that we can appreciate you. The staff that have sold. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'd like to also appreciate Anthony Kariuki for facilitating construction and fitting of an executive trust office, which we are going to view after this. Thank you. We appreciate Elizabeth Kamau and Anastasia for support in the administrative setup of the trust office. And yes. And we also appreciate the security team for your coordination and support. So also still appreciating all our service providers. We appreciate Somerset for preparing and the meal we have today and catering to us today. We appreciate True Black for the deco today, deco setup and PA system that we have today. Together with them, we also appreciate Front Light, Boxcraft. Yeah, we've mentioned Somerset. We also appreciate the cleaners and all service providers in general for this wonderful event today. Yes. And last but not least, my heartfelt and major appreciation goes to the board and senior management of Britam. We are appreciating COO, Geoffrey Wangondu. Thank you, Geoffrey, for support in operations. We are appreciating our GM, Dennis Moria. Thank you, Dennis, for your support and allowing us to embed trusts in BLA products and in Agent App in support in business development of trust business. I'm appreciating members of EXCO. Thank you for your support. We see you, and when Britam Trust succeeds, your fingerprints will be all over that success. Thank you, CEO Moses Kangeve, for the support in growth of the trust business and ensuring quick execution and even selling yourself. Thank you very much, Moses. And finally, we appreciate our GMD, Tom Gitogo, always advocating for trust business, especially to our potential clients during the golf events. And the success of this business will be because of your leadership that sees beyond today. Thank you very much, Tony. And thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day.
Thank you very much. Let's also appreciate Melissa for the vote of thanks. So as a GMD, the board and EXCO members make their way to 11th floor using the stairs. For the rest of the team, let's have some snacks. But as you go back to Britam Center, no, the stairs. As you go back to Britam Center, don't mind passing through the 11th floor and seeing the office. It will be a short ceremony done in the next 10 minutes. You should be able to pass by and see how the offices look like. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. God bless you.